He's a gray alien, about 5'4", sort of a knowledgeable individual. If we wanted to put something in the place of what they had, he had to agree with it.
He told me that when he was working with the alien in ambient light, that the eyes looked black, completely black, like onyx. And he said that in a subdued light, like under a panel, where there's no direct light, where he can look him in the face again, he can see an iris through that black lens and a pupil. It may be nothing more than a protective lens over the eye, because they don't have any nose to hold the glasses and no ears to put them on.
But is there any suggestion or evidence of government involvement?
The only presidents that I feel that I met at the facilities back in the 50s and 60s were Nixon and Bush. George Bush knows a certain amount of the activity. He doesn't know the whole entire scenario.
Former President George Bush, as a former Director of Central Intelligence, did have wide knowledge of this phenomenon. Presidents are briefed, but exactly how much information they're given, I have no idea. I'm quite convinced it varies from president to president.
One of the US government mandarins who may have revealed more than he meant to was Admiral Bobby Ray Inman, a former director of the Defense Intelligence Agency. The revelations came during a telephone conversation with UFO researcher Bob Exler.
Do you anticipate that any of the recovered vehicles would ever become available for technological research outside of the military circles?
Again, I honestly don't know. 10 years ago, the answer would have been no.
Yeah.
Whether as time has evolved, they're beginning to become more open on it, is a possibility.
He knew from an official standpoint that these vehicles, these objects existed, that they were in military, U.S. military custody, and that there were scientific projects associated with those. I believe it is the first revelation by anyone in a high enough level capacity within the U.S. government, especially within the intelligence community, to in effect acknowledge that we are indeed involved, that UFOs are real, that they were developed by non-human intelligence, and that somehow or another we have acquired possession of that technology.
Inman does not say much. There is no reference, there's no mention of UFOs, spacecraft, anything like that. The conversation centers on recovered vehicles, technology, and so forth. But Admiral Inman was aware of the subject matter, and we know from his executive assistant, Tom King, that there was to be no public discussion of these matters, the matters that had been discussed between Exler and Inman, because of national secrecy laws.
He asked that you not quote him or use his name in any manner without his prior approval.
Interestingly, Admiral Inman, after spells at the DIA, the CIA, and the National Security Agency, found a place at SAIC, a company that specializes in, among other things, gravity propulsion systems for spacecraft. If we have had access to these craft, then why aren't we flying our own versions?
Some people say, well, if we got wreckage from 50 years, why aren't we flying saucers? If you gave a nuclear submarine to Christopher Columbus and say, Chris, the budget's unlimited, I need 2 more of these by the next 20 years, he couldn't have come close. A cheap digital wristwatch given to the smartest people on the planet 80 years ago, could they have built another one? Not the slightest chance.
Some reports indicate that we've actually been test flying within a limited area actual alien vehicles which have been made using alien technology.
The development of very advanced vehicles requires a number of things. One is money, one is imagination. The thing that makes many advanced research and development projects more sure to be supported and more sure of success is to know that what you're trying to accomplish can indeed be accomplished.
The Avro car was one such leap of imagination. Built after World War II, this initially promising project was soon shelved. In Russia, flying saucer technology lives on, with this passenger version due for liftoff by the turn of the century, money permitting presumably. This design, however, appears almost medieval when compared to what observers have seen in the skies above us. Dr. Maccabee isn't alone in thinking that there's a lot of catching up to do.
Our present understanding of the universe is that if we work hard enough, we can learn more. Now maybe they know a lot more, maybe they know 10,000 years more worth of stuff than we know. But given 10,000 years, we could catch up with them.
One of the most mystifying incidents surrounding what the American government may or may not know about UFOs occurred in 1989 and was called Cosmic Journey.
Presenting Cosmic Journey.
Cosmic Journey is a new experience in live entertainment, a new concept and a new dimension. This is something that no one should miss, and I guarantee you that millions and millions of people throughout the world will remember this for the rest of their life.
Several renowned UFO researchers were asked to contribute to this traveling show, among them Bob Exler.
The Cosmic Journey project was brought to my attention through recommendations. I was contacted by the Kenneth Feld production group in Orlando, Florida. They were working on a project
which was to be an exhibition featuring Soviet and Russian and other spacecraft. Also, they were interested in having 6,000 square feet of UFO exhibits.
So, for Exler, this appeared to confirm the truth behind rumours such as Roswell.
And of course my background with NASA, my background with the area of robotics, and my background in UFO research were three critical areas that were of interest to them in this project.
So they got hold of Bob Exler, and the rest is history. He claims that not only was he shown photographs of alien bodies, but that he was told about alien craft and that they were actually considering. This was a general at the Pentagon who was acting as the intelligence community liaison for this Cosmic Journey project. And this general told Bob Exler that they were considering actually exhibiting an alien craft and or an alien body.
Exler then claims that the Cosmic Journey became even stranger.
There was a craft he showed me photographs of where they were planning to take a pie-shaped wedge out of the craft and put this actual vehicle on display.
But they were concerned about public perceptions in these areas.
He was taken to a secret military facility out in the Gulf of Mexico by helicopter. What he saw there amazed him.